Why is it important to study history? Number one, to learn from our mistakes. It's important to study history to learn about the mistakes we made in the past. If we get faced with similar problems, we know what we can do or not to do to help resolve the situation sooner. The Great Depression was the largest economic collapse in history. The main cause of the Great Depression was overproduction. Farms and factories were producing way more goods than people could afford. Then on Black Tuesday, 1929, the stock market crashed, bringing the world into a depression. The control of the amount of money available in the economy did cause the Great Depression, and no one believes that the federal government caused the depression. But after a unique study of Milton Friedman and Anna Schwartz published in 1963, the economic business slowly changed their view. The Great Recession happened around 2008 easily could have led to another depression. The main cause of the recession was the subprime mortgage crisis. Subprime mortgages are home loans given to purchasers with poor credit histories. People were purchasing houses they could not afford, so no one had enough money to pay their bills, leading to the subprime mortgage lender declaring their bankruptcy in April 2007. There are many similarities between the two events, however, there are just as many differences. Number one, time. The Great Depression lasted from 1929 to 1939. That was 10 years the world was in a depression. The Great Recession, however, only lasted 19 months between 2007 and 2009, and the only areas affected by this recession were the United States and Eastern countries. 2. The economic impact. The Great Depression global GPD, gross domestic product, was up 27% during this period. The Great Recession global GPD was only up by 5%. Number 3. Unemployment rate. During the Great Depression, unemployment in the U.S. peaked at 25% in 1933, while during the Great Recession, unemployment in the U.S. was up 10% in 2009. Fourth, federal government's response. For the Great Depression, the federal government increased the interest rates to restrict speculation in the securities market. By doing this, the federal government slowed the economic activity. While for the Great Recession, the federal government, instead of increasing the interest rates, they cut them down to 0% and put a significant amount of money into the system.